All right, what's up and what's going on, everybody? Good morning. This is Poker with Alex, and this one right here is called Trust Your Gut, Trust Your Instincts. You ever go do something and you say, maybe not today, but you wind up going and you do it anyway? It could be that you have something, a premonition about how the day may turn out. Someday it could be you're not feeling that good, and it could be early in the day, and then by the evening you may feel all right. But you got to remember, you did say that today I'm going to not do it. I'm just taking the day off. I'm taking a break. So this happened to me yesterday, and I play poker, and what happened yesterday was, I want to say it was out of my control, but I had control of it if I just would have stuck to my gut. And my wife, she plays as well. And she went during the day session, which means games start about 10 o'clock. They usually get a table by 10 and people are playing, right? And she did okay. So when she came home, she said what she did, and she did all right. And I said that I'll probably take a break today, and I probably won't go around this evening. And she was like, okay, well, I got something I got to do in the morning. So if you want to go in the evening, then that's cool. We'll go in the evening too. And so I was supposed to just stick to that script. Later on in the afternoon, rolled around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is when they go all out with the bomb pots. Everything is fair game. Everything is open board, right? There's no cap in the bomb pots after 6 o'clock. You can make a lot of money. So basically, between 5 and 5:30, I got to thinking, just like we all do, right? I know the time is getting near. I just ate. I'm all right. Still a little tired. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go around here and play for a little bit, see if I can turn something over, and then I'm gonna get out of there. I got in there, sat down, and I sat down at one table, and immediately when we started, it was already offset. I wasn't losing, but I wasn't getting any card. I was card dead. I didn't like the chair. I didn't like the seat I was sitting in. So basically, they opened up another table, and when I seen that table open, I seen it wasn't full, so I said, okay, let me get a table change. And I got that table change, and I went to seat 7 when I got over there to that other table. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm getting these hands. I'm getting cards. It was almost like it was meant to be. Like, whoa, I know you're glad you came, right? So I'm sitting there, and of course, I'm catching hands, and I bought in for 3. I know I was close to 5 something within 30 minutes, right? The old saying, no matter how long you've been playing this, you should get up from the table, especially if you got a quota. If your quota is $200 to $300, you won. Leave it, go. You had an early run, get out of there. Everybody's not caring because it's a poker house. People come in and they're waiting to sit down, right? You in the way, they want to sit down. So basically when you get that, you should leave. But because the way I was running and I scooped the bomb pot, I thought that I was going to be on fire, right? So I said, let me give it 4 more hands. And I'm doing good. Mind you, I am doing good. I'm catching everything I'm supposed to catch. So a bomb pot came, and the top board, I had a set of 10s. Top set. 2 diamonds. I got what did I have? I had either a queen and a 7 of diamond, which was only give me a flush. So here I am with a set of 10s, right? Trip 10s, I mean. No, a set. I had a set because I had 2 10s in my hand. Set of 10s and 2 diamonds. So I got a good chance that I should be able to get this board. They start betting, and pretty much people started making it 40 here, 40 there, 40 there. All right, so we had 2 guys that were sitting down at the end of the other end of the table from me. And I had another guy that was sitting next to me. He's a pretty solid player. He made a bet, and these guys called. So I knew that the only reason that the guy sitting next to me made a bet is because, like I said, he's a solid player. When it got around to me, I felt that me and him had the boards. I had top, he had bottom, and we had these other two guys that are loose, right? You have loose players at the table. They exist. And these guys are part of that definition. When you say they're loose, they will try to chase and they don't give up, right? So basically, they called it. When it got around to me, I figured that I was going to be the trapper because I had top set. So I said, okay, I'm going to make it 150. Well, I made it 150, and my guy next to me, he said, well, I can't fold this, so let's just go do it. And he put it all in. We on the same page. We on the same page. I got top set. I got 2 10s in my hand with a 10 on the board, 2 diamonds, right? So if a flush comes, hopefully I still get lucky on that. The other 2 guys, they call. And I'm thinking, okay, good. We're making money. We're going to get paid. Everybody is all in. Everybody shoves all their chips into the middle. We all stand up like everybody normally do. Everybody gathered around us because they seen it was a big pot chance. Well over 16, maybe $100 in that pot, right? It's a 1-2 pot limit, PLO. It's not 1-3, it's not 3-5, nothing like that. It's 1-2. So with all that money they got up there in the middle, I'm looking at the board and I'm like, okay, we finna chop this bad boy up. The guy next to me said that he has bottom, but at the same time, he's got the nut flush draw up top. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I gotta dodge a diamond. Everybody turned their hands over. And when I tell you this, I had 2 diamonds in my hand. He had 2 diamonds in his hand. So that's 2, 4. The other guys had 1. Somebody else had 2. So you take 2, 4, 6, 7, right? 2 more diamonds on the board. That makes 9. There's another diamond on the bottom. That makes 10. So we got 10 diamonds already on display. You only got 13 in the deck. All I have to do is dodge a diamond, and if the diamond does come out, put it on the bottom board, because if it goes to the top, he already said he's got the nut, so my queen is going to be dead, right? My queen high flush is going to be dead. Turn card comes out the window, out the gate, bam, diamond. 10 diamonds already on the board. All had to happen was take that diamond, put it on the bottom. I don't care. Lock me in. That diamond killed me. That diamond wiped me out. And that is part of the game when it comes to poker. So you have to be, you have to trust your instincts, because I just knew that the reason that I shouldn't go is because either it's going to go good, but it's going to go bad, because I have a habit, and we all do this for the most part. A lot of people can get up and leave, but a lot of times when you go somewhere and you see a lot of money in that building, you're mesmerized. When you look around and you see them stacks of chips and you know you got a good game, you are mesmerized, buddy. And it's hard to just walk away and leave all that money in the building, right? It's like a legal bank robbery. When you're good at the game, you can go in and you can take over, and if the cards are right, you're gonna get yours, right? If the cards hold up, if they stand, you're gonna get yours. That board would have got me well over 800, close to at least $700 to $800 from what we all put in, right? And so we would have had to chop it up. So basically the top board, bottom board would have won, and we would have chopped it up. That way we would have made like $700 to $800 a piece on this board. So we all sitting there, and of course, they chop top bottom because he hit the flush. He don't hit that flush, then I chop. And that's what it's what you have to be numb to. You have to be numb to the loss, right? You have to be numb to the losses. If you're not in this game to understand that, then you should not play it because it will drive you, I don't want to say crazy on a level where you can't think straight, but it will mess with your psyche, right? So I know today I'm not playing because after that, I had to do a rebuy, right? I lost. I had to go back and get another 3. I bought in for another 3. And I sat on that 300 all the way. This all happened between 7 and 8. I bought in for another 300 and I tried to maneuver and make my moves right. And I swear to God, I could not catch anything after that. After I lost that bond pot, it went all downhill for me. After that, I had pocket kings. And that was my best hand I got for the rest of the night. After that, I couldn't get anything to stick. Nothing that can make money, right? Because you want the best hands in order to get the best value for your bets. Now, at the table, in the evening game, at least yesterday, I saw more gamblers than I saw more poker players. We never had a table. And I moved around because I was trying to spot poker players, right? You had wild boys in there, and these guys, they come in and they just call, man. They don't care. They bet. They're gamblers. They're sports bettors, the whole nine. They're sitting there on their phone conversing about the overs and unders in baseball games, right? Tennis, whatever. These are gamblers. They are gamblers. They're not going to be the guys that sit down. They're not going to be patient, right? They don't look at poker the same way that a lot of poker players look at it. And they can come in and they can cause havoc, right? When they come in, I call them disruptors because you can have aces and you can make a $50 bet, right, on your aces just to try to lock it down and get people to fold or whatever because there's enough money that you can accept the win, right, for what you're going to get. If somebody makes it 10 and you get 4 people to call 10, well, that's $50 out there. In a 1-2 game, that's pretty good. You got pocket aces. You don't want to sit on it, so you got to bet because if everybody calls it $10, you got to show strength. So if you bet $50, $100 or something like that, you usually want everybody to go away. But a lot of times when you get the hot boys in there, the gamblers, they don't see that. Only thing they see is any 2 cards. And I had somebody say that yesterday at the table. It doesn't matter because once that board hit, everything changes. This is true. But I see that same guy that said that, I always see him going back in his pocket. I always see him going to the ATM. I always see him asking who got Cash App because in his psyche, that is the way he sees it. He's probably got other gambling things taking place. This poker thing is just something he's doing, but he's probably making more money playing sports bets because I had another guy yesterday saying how he was down $12,000 from sports betting. He said he had to grind it out just to get even. And he was saying, I got my money back though. These are grinders. These are sports bettors. That's what they do. So when they come and sit at the poker table, to them, it's not looking at the etiquette, the professionalism, the caviar of the game, right? Of when you're looking at 2 poker players go at it like a chess match and everybody gets out the way, right? It don't happen like that sometimes. You have everybody saying, call, call, call. We had a hand yesterday. A guy called with a 4-6. The pot was well over, we had $200 bets going in. People had cards, but you know what happened? They all had them at the same time. So guess what they did? They took away the outs of each other. Nobody had a hot pocket pair, which it didn't matter. He had a 6-4. He hit 6-6-8. He hit trip sixes and it stood. It held up. He got paid well over $600 when it was all said and done, if not more. I'm just trying to guesstimate on what I think the pot was, but I was in it and I had a playable hand and I missed everything, probably because somebody had my outs. But that's just the way it goes, man. But you have to be numb to the losses because you get hype and you love the success of the wins. Like when my wife came home yesterday, she was smiling from ear to ear. She walked through dancing and everything because she was in a funk for a minute, and she's a good player, but she was in a funk for a minute and she couldn't figure it out. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. You're going to have to figure it out, because if I say anything, then it's going to upset you, because I get upset when that happens. I don't like when people try to tell me something about what just happened or whatever. I'd rather just go back to the drawing board, go back to the lab, think about it, because everybody's situation is different. And when you're saying something to somebody, they're going to tell you and say, hey, well, what about when you did what you did? What are you talking about? It happens. So again, when it comes to this, basically, you have to trust your gut. And if you lose, you have to be numb to it, right? I used to think about it. I ain't gonna lie. I used to lay up at night in bed wondering what happened. How did I do that? Why did I make that call? Why did I not think he didn't have it, right? You think he's gonna try to lose money by betting what he bet? A lot of times they do. But for the most part, if you know the player, right? If you had enough time to get to know that player, 9 times out of 10, they're not bluffing. So why did you make that call? These will keep you up at night, especially when you have a love and respect for the game. You will get into that. But if you just one of the guys that's on their phone, sports betting, talking about other things, conversation, man, they can care less. They don't think about that. They can lose, go back to the ATM. I see somebody go to the ATM, and that's only because they was at my table. They went back to the ATM at least 4 to 5 times. And every time they came back with $500, right? There was no cutoff at that ATM. At least I don't think so, because we witnessed players go back to an ATM numerous of times before there's a cutoff. I don't know how high you can go before it cuts off. I just know you paying the ATM man $5 per takeout, and your bank is probably charging you as well when it's all said and done. But it don't matter. These guys got it. It doesn't bother them. But when you are playing it, I just want to say you have to be numb to the losses. You can, just like you get hype about your wins, you have to be numb to the losses. And you just have to say, okay, do I need to take a break? Because it's been happening for a numerous amount of days, right? I could take it or leave it. If I go one day and I do okay, and then I go back the next day and I don't do okay, but if I have control of it where I'm not walking out of there broke, then I can accept those losses. But if I find myself steady taking rebuys after rebuy, and then I get on the table and I'm still playing the same way, I'm still throwing it all on the line, because that's what they were doing yesterday. Some of the players were tilted. Once they lost, you don't want that. Once you lose, you do not want to be on tilt mode, because you are missing out on opportunity. If you got the chips in front of you, you have to concentrate on going back to being patient. Take a walk, whatever you got to do, go outside, sit in your car, scream, then come back. You got time. But do not go to that ATM and then sit back down and get mad, right? Because you may have lost a hand to a donkey. And ain't nothing worse than going to the ATM or whatever, going back in your pocket, grab out some chips, and you didn't take a walk, you didn't take a break, you didn't go talk to somebody, you didn't do whatever, right? And you come back and that donkey is still sitting there laughing, not at you, but having a good time with his conversation, because he's having a good time. It's gonna burn you up when you see that happen. That donkey got your money. He called you with 7-10, right? Off suit and hit 2 pair. You made a good bet with your kings, your aces or queens or whatever. And you didn't hit, but your pair should have been top pair. And that person, because of the bet you made, they called you because they want to give you action. They say that. And when you hear players say, I give you action, sometimes that's a gift and a curse. You don't want that. You'd rather they just fold. That's what you rather want them to do. You can have pocket jacks, and when somebody say I give you action, you don't want them calling you with no ace 6, right? And then they hit the ace with a 6 kicker, and your jack just got taken out. You know what I'm saying? Those are the players you don't want at the table, right? But they're there. These are your fish. You just want them to miss. But anyway, this one right here is called taking your poker losses and being numb to it. You have to be numb to it. because there's always tomorrow. You can always get it back. Again, like I say in these videos, do not jump into this lane if you are not prepared to live with the consequences of the up and down success that comes with this. There's going to be minutes when you can run 10 days straight and get your money up. And then you're going to go back and play because it's a high. It's a high. And when you get back on there, them 10 days that you ran your money up, 5 of those days can be costly and wipe you out of everything that you just battled for. Quick. So a lot of times, man, it's always good to enjoy the winnings first, pay yourself, do a little something, have multiple things in your life that you can do, right? And then do those things, right? Go for those walks, go visit somebody, take a break. Have people wonder where you were at. I haven't seen you in a minute, right? When people see you every day, they know you like clockwork. But when you don't show up, they almost forget some of the ways that you played, and you know, they will not see it coming again because they couldn't remember what did you do 10 days ago. You took a break for 2 weeks. You come back, and they say, "Oh, where were you at?" Stuff like that, and you just say, "Oh, I just had some stuff that I had to get taken care of, man, and I couldn't get out of it." So you know, you just give them whatever kind of lecture kind of explanation or little whatever you want to give them. It's not basically you just want to tell them none of your business, but at the same time, you be cordial and you just say, "Oh, I just had some stuff I had to take care of and I couldn't get away from it, man. But glad to be back, right? I was missing it." Say stuff like that. And they be like, "Oh, okay, well, let's get it on, man. You've been missing some good action." And then you go sit down, you're back, grounded, and now you may be able to start picking up where you left off at. But you don't want to run, and then all of a sudden you hit that wall, and then you go back the next day, and you're steady going down. You don't want that, because them wins you get, I swear to God, man, it seems like the more you win, the more you lose, right? When you do the math, I swear to God, it almost seems like the more you win will be the more you lose, because it's not easy to win, it's easy to lose. It's easy to lose, right? If you make dumb, bonehead decisions, that's easy to lose. But when you're trying to win, it almost means that you took time. It didn't come on. It just didn't come quick. Sometimes it can happen and you can get that lucky rabbit's foot. But a lot of times when you do get those wins, it can take hours before you actually see your chips go up, right? But if you play bonehead move, make bonehead decisions, them chips can go down just so fast. And trust me, it happens. So again, this is being numb to the losses when it comes to poker. With that said, I'm out. Thanks to you guys that see the channel, like and subscribe. Like I said, I appreciate you. If you want to leave comments or whatever you want to say, you got something you can relate to when I'm talking about that, then feel free, leave a comment. With that said, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Peace.